Hi y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as TooLizForYou, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram, which I did a lot in the last 4 weeks.
Yes, you did.
Because we were out sailing.
Yeah.
There'll be an update about that.
Eventually. Or are you going to share today?
Well, I just found I have an intense anxiety when sailing through fog. And in 40 years of sailing, I have never seen so much fog as I saw in the last four weeks. So we are rethinking our sailing plans.
We're rethinking your retirement
Well,
agenda.
and your father is fine with it, because then he says, well, then we can travel more. So that works for me. Anyway, we'll let you know how things progress.
Yeah.
But I walked into the club today, and I can't tell you how many women came out to me and said, I feel the same way about fog. One lady says she only goes out after she has looked at the weather report several times, has had lunch at the club, and then she'll go out. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was posting a lot of pictures and some real pretty sunsets and stuff like that. But we're home again now. And we're going to the Texas barbecue next Friday.
Oh, goodness.
So that should be good. I just wrote the check for that.
Nice.
So, yes, moving on. What would you like to talk about?
So what have we finished?
I have finished my knot sleeve blouse.
Oh.
Yes. I have not blocked it as yet.
You have not blocked your
knot
sleeve blouse?
No, I have not. So, let's see, here it is. That's that. And here. So, this is the sleeve. And it's interesting. So you pick up half of the sleeve and you knit for about 1 inch. And then you divide that in half. Now you have quarters. One you put on hold, and the other I did for 8 inches to give me a little bit more space in here. And then they want you to weave it together. I did.
You looped it.
No, you loop it and then you weave it together.
Oh, you mean they wanted you to
a 3-needle bind off? Yeah,
they want you to Kitchener, and you did a
3-needle bind off, and I think it comes out
just fine.
Just fine. And depending on how tight the knot is, you'll never see it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really pretty.
Yeah, that is. That's really pretty.
And I think once it's blocked, it'll be adorable.
Yeah.
So I did finish that. I will tell you that knitting on the boat, it's not that it's not easy, but it's at the end of the day, and I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I'm home now, I'm staying up again till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, watching my shows like Silent Witness and Vera, and there's a bunch more. There's one that's the rivals of Sherlock Holmes, which is very interesting. And I'm getting a fair amount of knitting done. Now that I finished the knot sleeve blouse,
especially with the heat wave, you haven't really.
I didn't go out for 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
No, Friday you went out and you had to go to 2 grocery stores.
Yeah, but I didn't go to the boat.
No, but
the grocery
stores. You were very angry about the grocery stores.
The Stop and Shop here. Well, there's 2. I went to the one in Westbury, on Old Country Road, and then I went to the one here in East Meadow, and the non-dairy section where the tofu is and the Go Veggie cheese and some of this other stuff was completely empty on Old Country. Completely shelved the whole section bare, and I've never had where you can get some kind of tofu, you know, whether it's silken or extra firm. No, there's nothing. So I came back. I did the rest of my grocery shopping. Now the week before. Or before we left, there was a man who was looking for celery. He got the very last stalk of celery in the place. So I don't know what's going on with the supply chain, but it's really interesting. So I had to come back to East Meadow. I got the last 2 tofus in East Meadow, and then picked up the odds and ends that I'd missed in the other store, like not spicy, but basil diced tomatoes that make it easy to do to throw in to make a sauce with broccoli and stuff like that. Anyway, but it wasn't munificent. It wasn't like a broad spread, and there was none of our Go Veggie cheese at all. It was really very strange. So I don't know what's happening with the supply chain, but we'll look next week. So luckily, I do stock up on the Go Veggie cheese when it's there. Such as buying like 8 packets.
Yeah, you know.
Slices, because when there's
sometimes you can't get it.
Well, when there's only some things you can eat, you want to make sure you have them. And I haven't seen the shreds in Lord knows how long. And yet sometimes there's only shreds. Be that as it may, I thought it was odd that they had nothing. No tofu, no...
I was going to say, if you can't find anything else, I would try Instacart. Because sometimes they go to different locations.
Or I could go up to Whole Foods.
Or you could go up to Whole Foods, you're right.
I bet Whole Foods would have something. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. That was Friday. So yes, Friday I went out, but I didn't go to the boat.
Right.
So I wasn't held captive on the boat for 1 to 3 hours while he was fooling on things. We have polished up the boat. Well, not polished, but we have cleaned the boat. So it's looking good.
Yeah.
Yes. What did you finish?
I finished some socks. They are vanilla reversed, my go-to pattern. And they are...
Too small for you.
Only slightly too small for me. So, here you go.
Thank you. I love it. I love the color.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, make sure they fit, because, I mean, I hope they fit.
Well, I'm not going to try them on right now.
No, I know.
All right.
I hope they
fit.
Very
good. So I can throw out these directions. Oh, so I had changed my knot sleeve blouse from a cardigan to a pullover. So I'm very happy I did that. Okay. What's next?
On to current projects.
Current projects. Look at this.
I think that's the start of a Moma. Moma, sorry.
Moma. It is the start of a Moma. And unlike the last one I started in size 5. This is size 6. I'm going to do, I think it's 5 inches on 6s, and then I very quickly go down to 4s and then down to 2. So I think the last 2 inches, it's an inch of 4, then an inch of 2, and then I go right into the body. So, yes, look at that. So I wound the yarn. Now, I'm just lazy. We just got in home a week ago Thursday, and we've been doing the wash and just trying to get everything. The post office, we stopped the stop on the mail, and they put it back on again. So we had to go to the post office twice to get the hold on the mail stopped. Anyway, I have not gone up and looked at my previous Moma, so I'm not quite sure what I did at the neck edge, but this was rolling like a son of a gun. Let's see if I can show you. Here, where I haven't fixed it. It was just rolling like crazy. And I think that's really not the look I want at my neck edge. So what I'm doing is I'm knitting 2 and then dropping down and making that 3rd stitch a purl. So there'll be knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1. And I'm going to do
Which
that.
Which is the reverse of the old adage of knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1.
Yes. And then I'm going... No.
That's a knit 2, purl 1. Yeah.
Yes. So then what I'm going to do...
Oh, no, I always hear knit 1, purl 2. That's what I always hear.
Right. I'm going to do another row after I finish picking it up.
I've been thinking about that little interruption, little thing, since she showed this to me before we started recording. And then I managed to screw it up.
I'm going to do one more row like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out one of these purls. So I'll then be knitting 5, purl 1, knitting 5, purl 1, and that will give me a longer lead in to the neckline. And I'll see how well that holds up, because I could see if you start, or if you just do all stockinette stitch after an inch, it could bend and make a hem, basically, at where you suddenly move it over. And yet I wanted to have my neck be full. So my thought process is that by going and to gradually getting rid of the rib, it won't
come in as much?
It won't roll. It won't want to roll as much. There'll be a bit of an inhibition for rolling, since there'll be that one purl stitch continuing up, and then if I after 2 inches, I may end up doing then knit 11 pearl, keeping that one pearl. So it just keeps having a stable riblet going up. We'll see how it goes. What the heck, It's a neckline. It's not that big a deal. No. So anyway, I had started my Moma. I have not done any work on a cross stitch, although I've been thinking about it. I didn't want to do any cross stitch while I was finishing the knot sleeve sweater. I wanted to get that done. I don't know why I was quite driven on that, because I have finished my mom's sweater. That's over there in one of those shrink things. I have more in the other drawer. Okay. So you can try them. But I finished it and started the Moma. The Moma's going to be brainless once I get through the neck, which is fine. And then I can, stop and pick up my cross stitch, because I want to get the angel done so I can get started on my Bayeux tapestry. I'm really trying not to have all these whips lying around. So that's the story. As I said, didn't get a lot of knitting done on the boat, mainly because it lulls me to sleep. For me to be going to bed at 10 o'clock at night is unheard of. But the last several nights we were on the boat, I was trying to prop my eyes open to keep myself awake past 9:30. But we had some long days on the boat where we had to be actively. You need to be vigilant on a boat, but we had come through some fog, and so we were each of us taking a side of the boat and looking for lobster pots. Because we had an old lobster pot wrapped around the prop before we even left the harbor. We had to call a diver to come and cut it off. So you need to watch out for lobster pots, and you need to watch out for other boats coming through the fog. Now, with our navigational system, with AIS and radar, we've got a better shot at identifying potential targets coming towards us, or are they moving away from us? And luckily, both days that it was foggy, the water surface was relatively calm. We've also had been through some weather where there's something called a Buzzards Bay growler, and it's waves coming in from the Atlantic, going up into Buzzards Bay and going up into the Cape Cod Canal. And they were huge, and we were not like but we were cresting waves and going down the other side, and then going up and coming down. And although the boat can take it, it's not comfortable. Right. It's not comfortable at all. So anyway, we had some very actively managing the boat days, which is very different than it was coming up from Annapolis last year, where it was dead calm on the ocean, and you just set a course, and you looked out, but you weren't watching. Please, God, don't let a boat hit me. Anyway, so I was falling asleep early. Yeah. Not getting a whole lot of craft work done. Oh, no. Darn. Yeah, really. So what's up with you?
So I started on another set of socks. So I am currently on the cuff of a set of socks for my boyfriend's aunt.
They're so pretty. I have some that very much like that.
Yeah. So these are my current Subway socks. I will cast on for the second sock once the first sock is done.
Sounds like a plan.
And then I have my Brioche mode. On clue 3.
Oh, that is so
over
pretty.
Here. Yeah. So I'm at about the halfway point.
That is really nice.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I like the color.
Yeah.
Colors look gorgeous.
Really, yeah, it's fun. So, and because it's Brioche, you can have a dark side and a light side.
Very nice.
Which is fun. So I've been working on that, and then I'm doing a test knit for Mary Annarella of her Killer Queen pullover, which will be released, I think not this coming week, but the week after. And so I have separated for my sleeves. Ooh, pretty. And I have finished this section. I only have this much more of the first color, or first ball of the main color. So I'm going to get till I'm almost done with this, and then I will pick up then I'll put that on hold, and I will pick up the sleeves and finish this stitch pattern and then put a cuff, because I'm going to put short sleeves on it.
Oh.
I thought it'd be cute as a short sleeved.
Yeah. I just really like the colors.
Yeah, I do too. But I think it'll be really nice as short sleeve because it's cotton and an alpaca.
Ah. Okay.
So it'll be good for spring and fall, and so yeah, I'm excited. But it looks really cute.
Great.
Yeah, and
I like it.
It's looking much better having now knit a bunch of it than I was worried about when it was just the 2 balls of yarn or 2 skeins next to each other. So yeah,
it looks great.
Thanks. I'm pretty pleased with it.
Very good.
And it's very potato chippy. It's not color work. It's kind of a mosaic. So you're only working one color at a time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do like mosaic knitting a lot.
Yeah. So that's really nice. Yeah. And other than that, I don't have anything else on the needles. I do have yarn picked out for the Stephen West mystery sock that looks really cool.
Oh, did you?
So I have yarn picked out, but I just haven't cast on that yet. It calls for a size 1 needle. I'm debating seeing if I have a size 1.5 needle or getting a size 1.5 needle, just so that I don't pull it too tight with color work.
That is a concern.
Yeah. I don't know that I necessarily want to go up to a size 2, but I think a size 1.5 would work.
Right.
Because it's not like the Bernie socks I did where they were, where at some point you have like 3 colors going at the same time, and so that one I did go up to size 2s for
that's a lot of pulling in.
So
that's a lot.
I also might wait until I see all of it released, and then maybe I'll do it on 2s. But we'll see.
Right.
But other than that, those are my active projects right now. I did look at my sweater whips, and I made a note of. It's called Rhinebeck Plan because it was my Rhinebeck Plan for 2 years ago, and now it's just not. I'm just making a list, and so I have a list of sweaters that I have yarn for, and that I really would like to make. And I have one checked off because I finished it, and because this note is so old. And then I have some whips where I have a checklist of what's left to complete on them.
Oh my goodness!
Well, so that I can actually feel like I've done it, and keep track of it. So that was something I did recently that I was like, okay, so maybe we can have some.
Move forward.
Maybe I can actually finish some sweaters.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Well,
so, other than that, I just have gifts and mail. Do you want to do gifts and mail first, and then we'll do the magazine?
All right, go ahead.
So
so cute.
Thank you. I recently followed a ceramic artist, called Bluegill Ceramics, I believe. And she had been doing this whole pinup set, and there was pinup with D20s, pinups with alien abduction kind of themes, and a few other, and some a mushroom themed one, and she put up a shop update of her pinup pieces. I guess it was June 30th.
About a month ago.
And she posted a preview. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the purple dice one. And then I scrolled down, and there was one purple one with yarn, and I was like, done. That one is coming home. So it is dishwasher safe, and I believe microwave safe, but not recommended, due to the fact that the exterior is not glazed. Like you can see, it's sealed, but it's not glazed. But the interior is, and that's why it's dishwasher safe.
And microwavable?
And microwave safe, but not recommended.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's my new mug. I'm very excited about it. And yeah, so that's that. And then I got some gifts. A friend of mine was cleaning out her shelf. And so this is Alternate by Andrea Rangel. And so I was like,
patterns?
Yeah, Stitch Dictionary. So I've always kind of been interested in this, and I like Andrea Rangel's patterns. So I thought it'd be interesting.
It is interesting.
Good thing to have on the shelf.
Yes, it is.
And then she had a whole bunch of credit to use at Vogue.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a set of my very first set of tarot cards, and these are all yarn image themed, and I just thought they were cute.
That's very cute.
So that was it. I'm not necessarily a tarot person, but I really enjoy the art that's on a lot of them. And then, I mean, this was obviously I had to have it. And I met up with some friends this weekend, and
always good.
We exchanged some gifties.
Really?
Yeah. So one of them has a circular sock machine, so made a
bottle holder.
Drinks cozy.
Oh, that's nice.
It can also be used as a yarn cozy.
Okay.
But its primary function and purpose-built function was to be a drinks cozy. Because sometimes, your water bottle sweats, and,
A lot.
Yeah. So,
yes.
That was cool.
We had that problem on the boat. Very sweaty bottles.
Yeah. And then we'd been talking about slap bracelets. I guess there's a ruler one.
Yes.
But we got a slap bracelet with a magnetic stitch mark or a magnetic thing, so you can collect your stitch markers or needles or
Very nice.
And then a stitch marker organizer box, and then another stitch marker organizer box with a whole bunch of stitch markers. So that was awesome.
That's very nice.
Yeah. And then the other thing was a set of these This Took Forever. And the best part is on the back it says, hand wash, dry flat, did I mention this took forever?
That's very cute. That is very cute.
So I'm excited about those. And then
this took forever.
Yeah. Did I mention? And then I got some shawl and small project, you could use them as cable needles too.
Yes.
So they're shawl pins. So there's the triangular one. There's a swirl, circular one.
The swirl is pretty.
And then there's the cat one. Yeah, the swirl is pretty. So yeah. So I got all that. Oh, and then I was saying to this group of friends that, I'm knitting Subway socks. And, someone should make Subway colorways. And my one friend responds with, oh, you mean these? And so she brought them and gave me the set, the New York City. Oh, and of course, she was like, oh yeah, so I have DC and New York and this, and which you want? I was like, I'm in New York, so obviously New York. But it was very sweet.
I didn't know they made that.
I didn't either.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, currently the dyer is not
dyeing it
as far as I could tell, because I was like, I will go buy my own set, or but yeah, so that was very sweet, very exciting. So now I think this might be my next set of Subway socks.
That's the plan.
For
one for
obvious,
them, one for you.
Well, I think it's at least going to be Subway socks for me, and then I will
That's
ask.
What I'm saying. What you've made socks for me, socks for Aunt Marianne, and then
socks
for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, considering I can get about I think we've figured out I get about a pair of socks done a month or so. So
That's
why
not?
Bad. Yeah. And I ordered the Cozy Knitter Advent skein for this year.
I've ordered no Advents yet.
Oh, I have ordered 3. Ooh, and if the thing is I have to figure out if I do think I really want the India Entangled one. The India Entangled one is Pantone colored themed, so it's
brights.
It's brights, and it's based on the different Pantone colors that have been for the last 23 years.
Cool.
So that's exciting, and I think I want it.
You know, I have
so much, and I'm like...
And trying to figure out what to do with them all. And as much as I like them, and I like opening them,
Yeah. I mean, I got the Cozy Knitter because it's a self-striping skein of... It's
nice.
It's socks. So I like that.
Yes, that makes sense.
But yeah, I know. I'm like, I do think I want another box, but I also don't need another box. But also,
I don't need another box. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's a difficulty. But yeah,
it is a conundrum.
Yes,
because it is a lot of fun opening up those packages one a day. But then once and I love the colors. But once you open it up, I don't want to be making blankets.
No, and I think there's a few shawl patterns that I might do, but also, I mean, like, I also have a bunch of, I think I have 4 sweaters that are planned for advents that I have that I just haven't wound and done.
Right.
So, I
think we need a few more patterns as to what to do with these advent calendars.
Well, and I think there's a few.
Calendars.
Yeah, I think there's a few, and I think there's more coming. But I think the Indian Tangled Advent Calendar is only available till the end of the month, which is tomorrow. So I need to
make your mind
make
up.
that decision.
Yeah. So easy to spend money when you're talking yarn.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yes, I think we are now up to the magazines that have come in. And by magazines, I mean magazine.
Yes.
Interweave knits.
Knits. With this luscious sweater on the cover.
Is that mosaic?
No, I don't think so. I think it is a colorway, although we can look and see because they've talked about mosaic motifs.
I was going to say, it looks like, remember the like Santa Fe inspired sweater that I'm eventually going to make for Cass? It looks like a very similar pattern to that.
Could be. And then they've got various beautiful fiber fill autumn, which is basically, they've got a Fibra Natura 50% wool, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose, which is this one.
I think it's the colorways, and I think it's the...
it's DK.
It's just a bunch of
then
different...
Then we've got different
yarns.
socks. Then B, it's here. That's 10% nylon, 90% wool. Then we've got 100... C.
I don't know.
I lost C.
Okay.
Anyway.
But they... an ad as usual, and it's beautiful.
A bunch of different, what they call autumn colors. Although, quite frankly, you can wear anything in autumn. Okay, yes! Modern Designs by Timeless Techniques. It is a mosaic colorwork. Perfect for me.
Yeah.
It's called Mim Sweater by Debbie Mage. And I do love mosaic, so... Ooh, this will have to go on the list. Sounds good to me. I love it. I really do. Then, this is called the Sillin Sweater. This is the mastery of complex cabling in a pullover. Look at this!
And has an it's not a cabled back, but an interesting back.
Yes. See that back? It's a ribbed back. So, stretchy. Something to be cozy in for the winter. I think it looks wonderful. And that ribbing, as you can see, is kind of continued up onto the sleeve. I think it'd be a fascinating pattern. I really do. I have to say I'm not a fan of the color combination.
No,
in
but
this
I think
one.
if you did like...
But I think that a black and pink, if we're going with Barbie, she saw the Barbie film and said it was wonderful.
Very good.
this is the sweater I'm talking about, and it's two different cable, well, the lace-ish pattern. So at the top, they just have a pearl rib running, and then at the girls, it then goes into a lacy pattern,
like a feather and fan. Not really a feather and fan. It's like a chevron-y. It's
thing.
like a lacy chevron.
It's called the Crest Pullover by Donna Eston.
Oh.
Color blocking and changing textures. I like the color blocking. I like the changing textures. I just would choose
maybe
different
do
colors.
like a cream and a gray.
Cream and gray, black and white, black with almost anything, dark gray with almost anything. You could even use some of the advent calendars at the top because you wouldn't lose the pattern. So that's a possibility. This is very pretty. This is another cabling sweater. Yeah. Silver plume pullover, named for the abandoned 1800s mining town where this issue was photographed. And it's the front and the back are roughly the same. So really, really pretty. That is nice. That's going on my list. The Memoir cardigan, cast on coziness. Oversized sweater with raglan construction with deep armholes with extra comfort. Listen, I'm making a Moma. I know all about extra comfort. I think they call that a staghorn cable.
No, I think a staghorn cable is bigger, or is a little different. But maybe it is. I don't know.
That's what well, it's something similar because of the way you got the seat off like that.
Because they go.
And this is by Evelyn Ciatra. Well, I guess you can see it on the pocket.
Yeah.
See the individual, there's the head and then the two horns that go up. I think that is a staghorn pattern.
Okay.
Then we've got the Robertson cardigan. This is looking like a very boaty, summery.
Yes.
By Fiona Monroe. A classic button-up cardigan. It's a unisex design with color blocking.
Yes.
And I think it's really cute. It looks like it would be a lot of fun. And easily inserted into your wardrobe. Then we have the Stack Bond Wrap by Jennifer Kent. It features segments of color that stack like historic subway tiles.
Ah, cute. That is cute.
Very cute. Very cute. You know, if I wore shawls or could style them, but I have a heat problem anyway.
At the moment.
So I'm not doing that. Then, also by Fiona Monroe, we've got the Ribblr Wrap. Full reversibility brings extra reversibility means extra versatility to the Ribblr Wrap. Simple knit pearl stitches create echoing chevrons. Yeah. The Ribblr, I wonder if they're talking about the Ribblr that is in Scotland that has phenomenal salmon fishing on it. I don't know. But since we're talking yarn and wool, maybe. This is by Jennifer Miller Comstock, the Bevel Light Shawl. This is huge.
Yeah.
This is a huge...
That is a schlanket.
But so pretty.
Yeah.
I like the chevrons in it. Then we've got the Tilted Hat by Laura Barker.
Oh, that's cute.
Tipped stranded colorwork on its head with the tilted hat. It looks like brioche to me. 1x1 ribbing flows into a 1x1 colorwork with increases and decreases at slants of stitches. So,
not brioche.
Not brioche, but certainly looking like brioche. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Very captivating. Then we've got the Fields Blanket by Sandy Rosner. It's crochet permutations. Take you back to math class. Each one of its 120 log cabin style blocks is unique. Look at those different ways to put. You can see the center here is different than the center there. So yes, very cute. I don't need any more blankets. My husband's trying to get me to throw out the ones I got, so we're not going to make any more. Then we've got the Barley Creek Toque by Karen Bourquin. We've got cushy cables creating this hat. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. And it looks like it may be, well, no, it's not a decreasing needle size. I think it'd be fun to do the same stitches but decreasing needle sizes to bring it your hat in at the top. Anyway, it's really pretty. The Bartram Vest by Cassie Castillo. Perfect layering. It should be on everybody's knitter's list. It's updated with additional sizes.
And it has a zipper
And
installed.
it has a zipper. Yeah. And then we've got the Essential Cardigan by Laura Grutzik. This is revised and updated pattern, has extended size range.
Nice.
And new yarn recommendations. I like what you've got is an extended button band there. And it really looks substantial.
Yeah.
Warm. Another word for it. It's really cute. Very nice. And then
Other than that, I think
it
goes into patterns.
Goes into patterns. So kind of a slim issue, but some really nice patterns in there.
I mean,
really
you've
like
got
that.
2 or 3.
I like that black and white mosaic. That is really pretty. I will have to search up some yarn for that, so I'll put a Post-it note there so I don't forget it. Anything else, my dear?
No, I think that's it for now.
Okay, well,
So I think with that, we're going to weave. Oh,
weave it ends, but we won't see you next week, and probably not the week
Probably not the week after.
because she has social obligations.
I have social obligations.
An out-of-town wedding. So anyway, after that, we will be back. Looking forward to seeing you all. Anyway,
Talk to you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.